G'day. I wanted to spend a little time gushing over something that's been on my mind for a while now. I finished Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time back on the 3rd of April 2023. I gave the game 2 previous attempts in the past, but only managed about 5 hours of single player in total before getting sick of it, and I ended up putting about 20 or so hours into the multiplayer, so for the longest time I was convinced that the multiplayer was the only good aspect of the game. On my 3rd attempt though, I figured I'd meet the game on its terms. This time I would allow myself to be absorbed into its systems and just spend more time experiencing the game rather than thinking of it as just a story to finish or something. I was already familiar with the ending and how it mostly played out, but I still felt amazed by how beautifully the story unfolds through its writing and acting. That point I made about allowing myself to be absorbed into the game's systems was the biggest thing I needed to accept when going into it. It is so insanely immersive, and every system that's here, from fishing mechanics to the design of the world itself, complements every other system and creates this engaging and real world. This game feeling so real and rich in character could not be more exemplified than with its campfire scenes, which is exactly what I wanted to gush over. I wasn't recording my gameplay at the time, so you'll have to make do with this campfire scene that occurs later, but the very first little campfire party is where I felt completely absorbed and absolutely on board with this game. You return to the camp and you're not given a mission, a briefing, an exposition dump from someone telling you to go somewhere, or even a marker on the minimap. This group just naturally moves about, they pick up drinks, start to sing, which you can join in on, talk amongst themselves, and the whole party progresses just like a regular night on the piss with your mates. If you've allowed yourself to be immersed into the game fully, you can get up and do whatever you think you'd be doing yourself. Have some bevies, listen in on the various conversations as they unfold, sit by the campfire listening to songs. Everything about this is so perfectly crafted. The night progresses completely naturally. Conversations move from one to another as if you're watching a stage of actors improvising on the spot. It slowly builds into a rowdy night and then very slowly dies into quietness as people either retreat to their beds, awaiting the terrible hangover that will likely follow, or some will stay up to continue talking and just living in the moment. Because you're not given any markers or mission prompts to immediately go to bed to progress the game or anything, I stayed up as well and got to relive a familiar feeling I've had in real life as the sun slowly crept up into the sky, practically screaming at me to go the fuck to sleep. Not only was this wonderful to experience from an immersive point of view, but it also acted as a brilliant moment to showcase the excellent writing by giving so many characters their own moments and really expand on their various personalities. It's one of the greatest moments I've ever had the pleasure of experiencing in video games. There are a lot of others I could spend an age talking about from this game, such as Roger's just wonderful performance as Arthur, the downfall of the gang and how painful it is to watch Arthur struggle with the idea of leaving his old way of life, the many strangers you meet and the crazy antics you can get up to with them. But throughout my roughly 70 hours of game time, this first campfire scene is the one that stuck out the most to me, and I really badly want to have a moment like this again in future with whatever game that manages to do something as great as this. That's me done. Just wanted to gush a little bit over this absolutely beautiful game. Till the next video, have a good one.